long one. Welcome to the Bottom of the Stream Movie Show. My name is Adam.
My name's Nick. Welcome aboard the Stream Boat.
We are. We're taking this boat into space.
Yeah, I've put all power to the aft thrusters, Captain.
We've added the attachments.
Yeah.
Because this week we're watching a film called, well, nobody really knows. It's called Anti-Life and it's called Breach. So I did some research on this.
Okay.
It has both titles.
Oh,
both
brilliant.
titles are official UK release titles.
Oh, okay.
And official USA release titles. Both of them.
Right.
So Netflix has it as Anti-Life. The poster has it as Breach. The film itself, the title card in the film says Anti-Life.
Yeah.
So we're going to call it Anti-Life.
Let's do
That's
that.
what the film calls it.
Why does it have two titles?
Don't know.
Well, what's the point?
You know how IMDb does an alternate title list where
Yeah.
what it's called in different countries? And they're both original UK title. Comes up for both. Bizarre. It's really bizarre.
Pick a lane, people.
But the title card in the film says Anti-Life, so we're going with that.
I think you've got to.
Even though it's the most nonsensical.
Yeah, it
one.
doesn't mean anything,
doesn't mean
really, in relation to this movie.
Not at all. It's from 2020, so it's quite recent.
Really? I didn't realise
Yeah.
it was so recent.
Yeah, 2020.
Okay.
It is a 15. It runs for 1 hour and 32 minutes and is currently rated a 3.0 out of 10 on IMDb.
Okay.
Quite low.
That
Quite
is
low
pretty
numbers. Low numbers. Stars a guy called Cody Kearesley. He plays Noah. He's most famous for Riverdale.
Yeah.
He's in that. He plays Moose. And he was also in Daybreak, which was a
Okay,
Netflix
yeah.
zombie show a couple of years ago now,
Yeah, it
probably. Also stars a lady called Rachel Nichols. She plays Chambers. You may recognise her. She was in the Star Trek.
She was the
original Star
doctor,
Trek.
wasn't she?
Yes, she was. She's in the...
In this, I mean. Like,
Yeah, in this. She's in the latest Star Trek films, the start of that franchise.
Okay.
The first one of that franchise. And she's also in G.I. Joe Rise of the Cobra.
I've never seen a G.I. Joe film.
I haven't either. But most importantly, we need to talk about Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is in this film.
Sure.
He plays Clay. Most famous for Die Hard. Surely? Yeah?
But I mean, loads of other stuff.
Obviously loads, but most famous for Die Hard.
You think Bruce Willis, you got to think Die Hard.
Yeah.
I think if I'm just playing that in my head, I've gone Die Hard, Fifth Element,
Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense.
So he's
Definitely
done
comes
fifth
here,
and sixth.
popped into my head.
Pulp Fiction?
Oh, of course, yeah.
It's in loads of stuff. How many credits on movies does Bruce Willis have since the start of the pandemic? So since the beginning of 2020, how many movie credits does Bruce Willis have?
Is he gone on Nicolas Cage?
We've only ever done this for one actor before, and it was Nicolas Cage. So
I'm
no
just
comment.
thinking.
So we-
Willis is definitely someone who, in my view of him, has kind of just settled.
He does not
for
make...
doing all these straight to DVD movies.
You're
now.
not going to see Bruce Willis in the cinema anytime soon, I don't think.
No, I'm gonna say 10.
You would be wrong. It is 12.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, there's 12 movie credits since the start of 2020, and they're all movies as well.
Yeah.
It's madness. That's what Bruce Willis has become, and the movie poster is pretty much the same for all of them.
Well, yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
So yeah, there's
Same Photoshop template.
the highest rated one, 4.4.
I'll give us some titles.
So you can. I'll give you all of the titles if you want. Let me get to the bottom.
They all sound like Anti-Life.
Yeah.
Or equally as forgettable.
So the first one is Survive the Night,
Okay.
Hard Kill,
Yeah.
Anti-Life, Cosmic Sin, Midnight in the Switchgrass, Out of Death, Survive the Game, Apex, Deadlock, Fortress, and American Siege.
Yeah, all sounds like the same movie, apart from maybe the one about grass.
Cosmic Sin is the lowest rated one. Rated lower than this is rated 2.5.
You could have called this Cosmic Sin, and
Yeah.
it would have made no difference whatsoever.
Shall we read about Cosmic Sin?
Yeah.
So that's rated at 2.5 out of 10. 7 rogue soldiers launch a preemptive strike against a newly discovered alien civilization in the hopes of ending an interstellar war before it starts.
That's the same movie,
It's
isn't
the same movie. It's virtually the same movie. Frank Grillo's in that as well.
Have you finished with the cast?
Coincidentally, written and directed by the same people who wrote
Oh,
this.
well, there you go.
Yes, why?
Well, no, it's just that there is another sort of quite big name in this. Thomas Jane's in this for a little
Of
bit.
course, yeah, he is very briefly. Thomas...
I always remember him from The Mist.
Yes, great film.
Yeah.
Great
He was good in
adaptation.
that. Wasn't he the Punisher as well?
Yeah, for a little bit.
A version of that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's only in it briefly, but yeah, he is in it. You're right.
Yeah.
Should we talk about the director?
Yes.
Director is a guy called John Suits. He directed a film called Pandemic
Okay.
not so long ago, and that stars also Rachel Nichols.
Right.
He's also directed Bruce Willis before, but in an advert
Right.
for a battery.
Oh, brilliant.
They're called Die Hard batteries.
Oh, of course they are.
So that's how they met. This film's written by a couple of guys called Edward Drake and Corey Large, and they only seem to write films for Bruce Willis.
Oh, they're his personal...
They're his personal film writer. They wrote most of those films I've just listed, and he literally exclusively works for those two now by the looks of it.
Wow.
I don't know why, but he does.
Look, you've got to bring the coin in.
You have. You very much have. I don't know if that's what's happening, but that's what they're attempting. So yeah, they're either massive Bruce Willis fans and they've got him on side, or he's just happy to work for anything at the moment. That being said, I don't think he's that bad in this.
Really?
No.
Because I thought he was really bad in this.
Really?
Yeah.
We're going to have very different views on this film.
Oh, no, I'm not. I think we're going to have different views on Bruce Willis.
I thought he was great. Not great's a strong word.
I thought he did
in
nothing.
Comparison.
I thought...
Yeah, but he was just
if
playing
you've got
a
Bruce
beaten
Willis,
down old drunk.
do something with him. He doesn't do anything in this movie.
No, but he's great at what he does do. He's just a
Nothing.
He's just a beaten down old drunk watching other people live their lives. I thought he was really good. I found him quite entertaining.
They did nothing with his character. I was like, why is this Bruce Willis?
Why is it Bruce Willis is a great question. That's a valid question.
Leans on a box and drinks out of a hip flask.
Imagine that's what Bruce Willis does now in his life. I imagine that's what he does in
got
all
Bruce
of those
Willis, at least make him.
Yeah, I don't think
give him a funny line or do something.
Well,
This was saying that this performance was phoned in is doing a disservice to people who have phoned in performances.
I thought, in comparison to the rest of the cast, I thought he was all right. I'm putting it out there. Where does this film start, Nick? Oh, have you got a one-word review?
Die Hard in Space.
Die Hard in Space. Is it though?
No, not at all. I
it's
just
not.
wanted to say.
Where does this film start, Nick?
I've not even opened my notes.
Oh, you just do not care. Let it be known that Nick does not care for this podcast.
Look straight on the page. There you go, like
Well
a pro. We've got like a montage.
Well, we have, yeah. It basically just start with a new montage.
World's falling apart, man.
Yep.
Everything's dying.
Society's breaking down, and at the start of this film,
There's a montage of like bombs and explosions.
You've seen it all
and
before.
Fire.
Apocalyptic end of the world kind of scenarios. The premise of this film is that the last shuttle is about to depart for New Earth.
Yeah.
Imaginatively titled New Earth, which is actually mentioned in the film. Well, who came up with that title? This is the last shuttle that's going there, which will damn 19 billion people to extinction.
You can't fit them all on.
Can't fit them all on.
New Earth would be a better title for this. Point out.
Yeah, it would. But not a great title for the New Earth. Is it? Earth 2 is better.
Why does it have to be called Earth? Can't we just move to
Jupiter.
Praxibulon 5 or something?
Yeah, why not? Because then people are going, well, what happened to the first four?
Well, presumably they're still there. You just can't. Anyway, we're getting distracted.
Already we're getting distracted from this film.
Yeah, it's the last shuttle.
Yeah, it's the last shuttle.
It's
It's
a
about
big
to leave.
spaceship.
Yeah, it can hold
It's like an
300,000
ark.
souls.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
it's
they say
the,
many
and it's
times.
the. They do say, but I didn't note it down. It's the 6th or 8th ship to leave.
More than that, I think. I think it was
Yeah.
more than that. But yeah, you're right. And this is the last one. So
It's 2242 AD.
yes, so we're 220 years in the future.
Correct.
Good math. I didn't even have to look at you then to know you were going to do that. And there's a couple. They're trying to get on because obviously there's riots going on by the entrance to this shuttle.
They've left it late.
They have left it late.
The shuttle was literally firing up.
Yeah, the ignition's on. And they're trying to get on, but they get separated.
It's a guy and his pregnant wife.
Yeah, or girlfriend.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't mean to judge.
So they get separated, and then the title card hits, and the title card does, as previously say anti-life. So
It said, well, hang on. It says there's 3 minutes until liftoff.
Yeah.
They're miles away from the spaceship.
Yeah.
And then suddenly she gets in.
Yes, she does.
Like they're like, you come in through the gate, you're on.
Yeah.
Don't know how. Oh, she gets helped in by I can't just call him a smuggler.
She's the daughter of the admiral.
All I'm saying is she made up a lot of ground in 3 minutes.
She did.
To get on this spaceship, which had already opened its engines.
Why isn't the admiral's daughter allowed on the ship anyway?
Yeah.
Why has she not got like VIP seats?
It was a bit wonky. That's all I'm saying.
She does make it on, and at this point they say there's going to be 3,000 passengers, which is later completely confirmed to be incorrect.
They say 300,000 later on.
They do,
Yeah.
and which is correct. But for some reason, at this point, it definitely says 3,000.
Yeah. Can we take? I need to go and blow my nose. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm back.
Cool.
You must get a lovely tickle off that plant when you're having a bath.
Don't have a bath very often, but yeah.
You've got a dangly spider plant.
I have got a dangly spider plant in my bathroom. There's nothing wrong with it, but your wife
fine.
was really offended by it.
Well, it's just quite close to the bath.
I'm not sure if I'm keeping this conversation.
That's fine. The shuttle leaves.
The shuttle does leave. They are trying to get everybody into cryo sleep.
Yep.
I was going to say Cairo then, but that's in Egypt. They're trying to get everybody into cryo sleep. And they say some passengers are already there. We've still got some to get on.
There's also a bit of a chaotic scene because there's like some guards chasing down some ne'er-do-wells who have like stowed away.
Yes. The journey's going to take 6 months. You need to be in cryo sleep for 6 months. A small crew will be left not in cryo sleep. They're doing to man the ship, basically.
Just to keep things ticking over.
So they get a 6 month journey while everybody else is asleep.
We follow Hayley and she's like, I want to get off.
Yeah.
Obviously not aware how spaceships work.
Yeah, it's like it's already took off, love.
Yeah.
Chill your boots.
She's like,
she wants to go back to her boyfriend.
Yeah.
She wants to go back to her boyfriend. But luckily, he's on board already.
Yeah, he just walks around the corner.
Just walks around the corner.
So
Here I am.
He got him on even faster.
Than she did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're both...
And he didn't even have papers.
No, he didn't.
So how is he... am I looking at this too...
Yes. They do explain how he got on later on.
Not on that speed.
No, not at that speed.
Logistically.
No, because it was literally the ignition was on when they were still on the ground.
You wouldn't have been able to get near that spaceship. You would have been singed.
It was really hot. Same thing. I'm going to have a problem with this as well because I watched Moonfall last night and they're both space movies.
Okay.
But there's a similar thing happened in Moonfall. There's people on the launch dock as this spaceship's taking off. And I'm like, that's going to really hurt. But it didn't. At this point, we find out that her dad is the admiral of the ship. He's in charge.
Admiral Adams.
Yes.
This is Thomas Jane. With a leather jacket and shades on. He wears shades indoor.
Cool dude.
He's like a... Bono. Oh, he's going to go... Yeah, he's like a budget Han Solo.
That's probably a better description. He confronts Noah. He's like, Are you the guy that's knocked at my daughter? But she jumps in straight away. She's like, no, this guy saved me earlier today. He's
made sure I got on board.
He's the reason I'm here. So she doesn't want her dad to know that Noah's the baby daddy. And then she gets put into cryo sleep.
Yeah.
He doesn't because he's taken on the role of a maintenance guy. So he's going to stay awake for the whole time. So they have an emotional goodbye scene where she gets put to sleep for 6 months.
I'm sorry to shoot my load early.
Okay.
But this might have
been
my favourite bit of the movie.
Okay.
Where she's going to cryo sleep and pretends to choke to death.
Yeah, yeah, she did.
just to wind him up.
Just to wind him up to annoy him.
And that sort of character moment was sadly lacking from the rest of this movie, I would suggest.
The character development in this film isn't necessarily there.
No, it's not there at all. This was like the one time I was like, yeah, that's quite funny actually.
Yeah,
and
it was
fair play.
And then we get a tannoy. There's quite a lot of tannoy to give us a bit of exposition in this.
Yeah, door tannoy?
Just a normal tannoy, no doors. So the passengers are now all asleep and the crew need to prepare for hyperspeed because we're going to hyperspeed. Bruce Willis comes on and immediately punches someone for no reason.
Yeah.
Just literally takes him out. Noah's accidentally sat in his seat because for some reason he has his own special seat. Even though he's not really a special guy, is he? He's not like the captain or anything. He's
head janitor, isn't he?
Head of the janitors. Yeah. But he has his own seat. And
Noah's joining the janitor team.
Yeah.
You've kind of missed a bit. A hoodie sabotages something.
Yes.
Couldn't really tell what was happening.
No, so that's probably why I missed it.
Like pushes a button and something goes black.
Yeah. There's like a window crack or something.
Yeah, I thought he like put a substance in the... I don't know.
Yeah, we find out later on that's exactly what happened. And then they jump to hyperspeed.
Yeah. And Bruce Willis is the only cool one. Everyone else is like stressing out about it. And he's just like, fuck it, I've done this.
It's like he's done it hundreds of times before. Yeah. And now, suddenly, it's explained to us that they're now... No time has passed on the ship, but 30 years has now passed on the Earth.
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
In like a millisecond.
Yeah.
And someone just goes, oh, it's the laws of time.
I'm not sure how that works. That's how it worked. Because they jump to hyperspeed and then stop.
Yeah.
And then carry on going at normal speed. So I don't know why they needed to go to hyperspeed.
And someone goes to Noah. Oh, everyone on Earth's dead.
Yeah, 30 years has gone, and the Earth was dying anyway. I'm sure that's not how it works. I've never been to space, but I don't think that's what happens.
And like something in the engine room like cracks.
Yeah. There's like a window, isn't it?
It looks a bit like in here actually. It's like green.
Yeah, greeny and
green tinge.
Yeah, and cool. And then they find a stowaway. There's just a dude. It's just a scene to show you what they do with stowaways.
There's some like banter, isn't there, in the mess hall? And it comes out that like Clay, who's Bruce Willis's character, is like a demoted commander, or was he even an admiral? I don't know. He was high up in the ranks.
Yeah.
And then they deal with a stowaway, don't they?
Yes. So they deal with him. They take him away. We don't find out ever what happened to him. And then the Tannoy lady says there's 182 days till they get to New Earth.
Yeah.
I have an issue with this Tannoy lady.
Right.
Because her maths doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
I'll come to why in a very quick moment. She's given us days of how many days are left.
Yeah.
And they don't tally up. Almost instantly they don't tally up. Because she says here at this point there's 182 days left. Keep that in mind for a second. The guy's in charge introducing himself.
Yeah, he's like in charge of the police.
Yeah, Captain Stanley.
Yeah.
I think his name
was. Did you recognise this guy?
I did recognise him. I don't know who he is.
He's I can't remember his name. He's been in loads of stuff. I recognised him from Snowpiercer, where he plays essentially exactly the same role.
Now you've said that, I can see who you mean. Yeah. Yeah, I've written here seems like a dick.
Yeah.
Turns out he's a dick.
So this group of people left awake. Basically, there's some medics, some engineers,
some janitors.
Got to keep the place clean.
Crew.
Keep the ship running.
Yeah, there's not many of them. There's probably 30.
Yeah, I'd say 20 to 30, isn't there?
Then we get something's in. They all leave the break room, and something's in the break room.
Get alien
vision from the view of an alien. Yeah. Alien eye view. That's what.
And it's just like a slightly out of focus camera shot.
Yeah.
That means we're the alien.
And then Noah goes off to find where he's going to sleep. He goes to his bunk.
Yeah.
And the Tannoy lady says 171 days until we get to Earth.
Yeah.
So it's taken him 11 days to find where he's
just
where
walking around.
Because I've written here it's 11 days later. No, it's not.
I've got exactly the same. I'm
glad you've spotted
I noted down 182 and then 171.
Yeah. So it's taken him 11 days to find his bed.
It's only now he's worked out he's bunking with Bruce Willis.
Yeah. I think the best way I would describe this film is like it's a serious episode of Red Dwarf.
That's not a bad shout. It even looked like the set.
It looked like the set. You can absolutely imagine the storyline happening in Red Dwarf, but without the jokes. That's what this film is. That's exactly what this film is. Even the sets are really clunky and they look like they're going to fall over at any time. No, I'm confused by the timeline now. Noah finds out he's sharing a room with Clay.
There's no excuse for it. I'm sorry.
No, there's not. There's no excuse for it.
I'm all for the
low budget.
Let's
B-movies.
watch a B movie shit film and have fun with it.
Yeah.
But there's no excuse for that.
No, there's not.
That's a terrible error.
It's an awful error. It's within seconds of each other.
Yeah.
I've forgotten to do something. I was going to give you some box office information for this film.
Oh, nice.
I thought it'd be quite interesting. I'm just going to find it. We'll do it now quickly before we get too far in. So this film got a cinema release in 2 countries in the world.
I'm surprised already.
You won't be surprised when you hear the names of the 2 countries. So it received a cinema release in Russia and the Commonwealth of Independent States.
Okay.
And New Zealand.
Right. That's what Bruce Willis does for you.
Giving it a total worldwide gross of $39,328 US.
Not a big release then.
In New Zealand, it only made $1,700.
Okay. Wow.
So yeah, this film's not made its budget back. Even this is a low budget film, and it is a low budget film. It will have been a lot more than $39,000.
Wow.
A lot more. Werewolves of the Third Reich budget was $300,000. This has got a bigger budget than that. This has got Bruce Willis in it. His wage would have been a lot more than that. Where do we get to? Oh, they don't get along straight away. Obviously, this is like your typical.
Got to get to work in an hour.
Yeah,
it took them 11 days to find the bunk,
and now they've got to go to work.
And they've got an hour
to have a quick nap and then go to sleep. Well, you've not slept for 11 days.
Shifts are all over the place.
This is your typical buddy, young guy meets old guy film in a film. They don't get on. They don't like each other. Then we get another montage. I've written it's a cleaning / Clay getting drunk montage.
Time passing. So Noah's like talking to Haley. He goes to visit her in cryo.
Yeah. Clay just stands leaning on something getting drunk for
I've just put montage. I think Clay is the lead janitor, ?
Yeah, I think you're right. I got that impression.
He just drinks from a bottomless hip flask.
Yep, he does. That's all he does for that whole montage.
Yeah.
Just watching Noah clean. And then the Tannoy lady comes on again.
Yeah.
And it's now 86 days left until we reach New Earth.
100 days.
100 days have passed in that montage. Stanley, we go with Stanley for a little bit. He hears somebody trying to access the reactor room.
Yeah.
But when he goes to investigate, there's nobody there.
And there's we get alien view again, don't we?
Yeah.
There's something like scratching around the vents.
Yeah. He bumps in. Then he goes to the toilet and he bumps into Noah, who's cleaning the toilets. Yeah. And he says, "Look, if you see anything strange, you need to tell me."
I'm in the toilets. There's loads of weird stuff in there.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a spaceship toilet. So he's like, if you see anything strange, you need to tell me. Think something weird's going on.
Then Clay just turns up to roast Noah, basically.
Yeah.
He's like, "You've been here for 100 days. How you still can't clean the floor, you
bitch
slab."
Yeah, they're just slagging each other off. It's so weird. There's still something weird going on the ship. We keep getting this weird alien eye view of whatever's prowling around the ship.
It's just fuzzily watching people go about their day. Made me think of
Red Dwarf, because it's the same thing that's happening in that. And then we see this creepy worm thing, and it enters a dude's beer bottle.
I just put an alien slug jumps in a beer bottle.
That's a great way to describe it. And then he drinks this alien slug. Now, I feel like if there was an alien slug in my beer bottle and I drank it, I'd notice.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Also, this was total happenstance that he just knocked his beer over.
Yeah.
And the slug's gone, right, now.
Now I'm getting in there.
Yeah.
This is my moment I've been waiting for.
I've been waiting for someone to spill their drink for 100 days.
Noah goes to get some chemicals to do some more toilet cleaning.
Yeah.
He spills the chemical and it literally burns right through the metal table instantly.
This is what's known as Chekhov's chemical.
Yes. This is the scene that is there purely so they can have the scene at the end of the film.
And Bruce Willis is like, "What the fuck are you spilling that shit for? It's really dangerous." He's like, "You only need 1 drop per gallon of water.
Yeah.
That's how strong a cleaning fluid is."
And he's literally spilled a whole bottle of it through a table. The dude that drank the beer worm has a very violent reaction to whatever he drank.
Yeah, they're on their break, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like,
getting high.
They're skiving off, I think. They're getting high, having some booze. He has a very violent reaction to the point where it's so violent that he actually explodes.
Yeah,
just literally bursts
just
all
pops.
over another dude.
I think the alien's gone in the other guy.
It's exactly what happened. Noah can't find Clay. Clay's gone missing.
Oh, also, for that whole scene, it's just green.
Yeah, it's like being in this
all
room.
the colours out of...
That happens a lot in this film.
Well, you know, it's obviously done because this guy explodes.
Yeah,
and they're worried about the rating.
Yeah, they don't want to show any blood.
Yeah, so it's all just black goo.
Yeah.
But
there's parts of this film that are almost in black and white.
Yeah. But so you've got this green filter, and then Noah, it cuts to Noah who's just gadding around in the same area of the ship. And then he walks round the corner.
Yeah.
And it doesn't fade back in. It's like someone's pushed the button. The filter
comes back on again.
It just comes off the
I
screen.
noticed that.
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah, some of the colorization in this is very questionable. He can't find Clay. He's looking for Clay. He can't find him. He's looking everywhere for him. And he finds him, and he's got that chemical that we met earlier, and he's putting it into some sort of tank.
Yeah.
Noah instantly thinks that for some reason he's making a bomb.
Yeah, but to be fair, he's paranoid because of what Stanley said to him. If you see anything
weird that's going on.
Yeah, and Clay's he's got a brew on.
Yeah.
He's stirring this pot, and it's definitely, he's smoking.
He's making something.
Unstable,
he's making something. So Clay confronts Noah about it, and Noah does a runner, tries to get away from him.
Yeah.
Noah bumps into one of the other guys.
Yeah.
And tells Teak and tells him what's going on with Clay.
He's making a bomb.
Clay's making a bomb. It turns out they're working together. That everybody's working together.
It's the one guy that shouldn't have run into.
So they capture Noah. They take him and capture him. And it turns out they work for some sort of resistance.
Yeah, there's 4 of them in on it.
Yeah. It's briefly mentioned. It's never mentioned again. It's there's 4 of the crew members that are working for this resistance. But then they say they're not.
They tie Noah up.
They tie him up. They feed him something, which he didn't want to drink.
Oh my God. They're feeding him acid. He's
going to die. But it turns out they're not. They're just winding him up, and they're just making a moonshine.
Yeah.
They're making their own booze. Which Noah quite like the taste of because he agrees to keep their secret.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, that's fine.
I'll drink your booze with you.
And they do. They all get drunk together. They talk about what's going to happen when they get to New Earth.
Yeah.
Noah makes up a story about him going to be a butcher.
Yeah, that's his assigned
job when he gets there. And then the infected guy, the guy that got exploded all over earlier on, smashes a woman's head into the wall.
Well, yeah, this is... So, it turns from there... Noah finding out about this moonshine to it's someone's birthday party.
Yeah.
and this is Ortega, I think it is. And she's like, "Oh, we've not seen that guy for ages.
Yeah.
I'll just wander
Blue.
off.
I think they're looking
I'll
for
just
Blue.
wander off, see if I can find him."
And she finds him, and then he smashes her head into
it.
it. Quite violently as well. He's like, he basically bursts her head open.
Yep.
Noah tells Clay that he's technically a stowaway.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any reason to be there. He's forged his way on.
He says, but I have got a bit of a secret. I've knocked up the Admiral's daughter.
Yeah. And Clay's like, what the fuck? So Clay, this is their bonding moment, isn't it? This is the turnaround in their relationship. And
it's like the absolute least amount of time that this movie wants to or has to make any sort of character moment. Yeah. It's 15 seconds.
Yeah. So they're not mates because they've got this secret that they keep him. Noah says he's just trying to do right by his girl. And then they stumble across the exploded body.
Yeah, they find the blood room.
They do. They find the blood room. That's a great way to describe it. And so then they realise that Blue is missing, who's the other guy, and so they need to start a search. So
they've sobered up really quick because they've gone straight from this drunken party.
Time doesn't work properly on this ship. So they need to find Blue. They start a search party.
Maybe it's just terrible moonshine.
It just doesn't. It isn't alcoholic at all. I wouldn't have drank anything that had that chemical in, even one drop of it. Clay then stumbles over Ortega's body, who's the woman whose head's just been smashed in. And they find Blue, and he's trying to break into a door. Turns out the door is to the Admiral's room, where the Admiral's asleep.
Yeah.
The Admiral's in cryo. He doesn't need to be awake for the whole 6 months. So he's got the easiest job in the world. He's in charge of the ship, but he's never awake on the ship that he's in charge of. Blue, they all kind of confront him. They threaten they're going to shoot him, but he's basically a zombie.
It's an alien.
He's an alien, but he's also now a zombie. This is a zombie movie in space.
It's like a parasite.
Let's not beat around the bush. This is a space zombie movie.
There's one Asian guy on the crew. Blue kills him first.
Yeah, he bites his throat out. Yeah. He bites his throat out, and then they shoot him after he's bitten the Asian guy's throat out. So they've got 3 dead bodies. So they take the dead bodies back to the morgue. So they've got the Asian guy, Ortega, and Blue, who's now been shot to death. They start to do they need to do an autopsy.
Need to.
Apparently. So Dr. Susan Chambers appears, and she tells us that something is dissolving Blue's body from the inside out.
Sure. She's like, I'm going to crack him open and see what's what.
Yep. We're now suddenly 85 days to her arrival, so a day has passed somewhere along that line. And she starts the autopsy, and she says, it is 12:30 a.m. Now, that's no time to start an autopsy.
She also says to everyone out, I want to do this on my own.
Yeah, I'm just doing this here on my own.
I thought that was a bit odd.
It was very odd.
Could be anything in there.
Yeah. She was also one of the people who was getting pissed earlier.
Yes.
So she's now starting an autopsy at 12:30 a.m. on the same day that she's getting pissed. She puts it through this DNA scanner, and the DNA comes up as unknown.
Yeah.
It's an unknown species.
She doesn't seem too worried about that. She's just like, we need more time to analyse the readings.
She knows some shit's going down. But yeah, she doesn't seem too worried. Yeah. Then she cuts him open. And she puts her hand inside because...
Right.
I'm not
a doctor.
No.
She didn't even take his clothes off.
No, she didn't.
This is like... making it really... I was just like, she has to move his hoodie out of the way to get in this incision. I'm like, you're making this really difficult for yourself.
She really is. Because she cuts him open and then gets her hands both in.
Yeah.
She doesn't have clamps or anything. She just rips his insides open. But inside, it's just all black, tarry goo. There's nothing in there.
Sure.
So then Stanley's like, we should probably watch the video feed of that room where there's blood all over the wall.
That'd be a good idea.
See what happened. So he turns that on and notices that the guy just exploded. We never see this guy explode. It's very clever how they always cut away just at the right point.
Oh, everyone else has been locked in their quarters, by the way.
The whole crew's now been locked in their rooms while they figure out what's going on. Clay's not happy about being locked in his room with Noah, and he starts banging on the door.
I don't know why he's so unhappy about it.
He just doesn't like being not involved. He likes to be the centre of attention, doesn't he? He's the main guy in this film.
He's like, I'm Bruce Willis.
Yeah. And I don't know if
I've been sidelined.
I don't know if Stanley gets annoyed by the banging or what, but he lets him out.
And only those two.
Out of the whole crew. He lets Noah and Clay out at gunpoint, though. He brings them out at gunpoint, and they take them to the morgue. These 2 janitors, they take them to the morgue.
Oh no, but it is kind of explained anyway.
Yeah, it is. And she explains to them, look, there's nothing inside Blue.
She says he's got no organs, but he was being controlled from the inside. I'm not quite sure how she's come up with that conclusion.
And also by not a human.
Yeah.
This is when the rest of the crew find out that Noah's a stowaway.
The doctor's like done some old checking of
Yeah, because they want to know how this parasite's got on this ship.
And so she's obviously checked the manifest or whatever and gone, this guy shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
You're suspect numero uno.
So Noah's now suddenly suspect number 1, which is why they let him out earlier, I think. Stanley knocks him out, beats him up a little bit.
They basically really quickly go, you're too fucking stupid to have brought this on board.
That's what Clay pretty much says that exact line. He's like, it's not this guy, he's an idiot. He's got the Admiral's girlfriend pregnant, the Admiral's daughter pregnant, for God's sake.
But they already knew it wasn't him.
Yeah.
Because they'd watched the video.
Yeah. So they watched the video of the dude exploding again.
Yeah. And this was really odd because they then pause the video and go, there you go, alien. And I'm like, what? And I actually went back and paused them pausing the video. And there's just like a length.
Yeah. A length. Don't say length. Like
a big slug. But it just looks, you can't tell that it's anything.
No, but it's not a human, whatever it is.
It just looks like
what a horrible word.
It's all about context.
Yeah.
There's just this like length entering this guy, but you don't see it enter him. It's just like
say length entering this guy.
It's just this like length eyeballing him.
Stop saying length. The word's lost all meaning now. Yeah, you can see an alien on the camera is what Nick's getting at. Clay's like, we need to wake up the Admiral. This is protocol. This is what we need to do. Some shit's gone down on the ship. He needs to know about it. Stanley's not keen on that because Stanley's in charge when the Admiral's asleep.
He's like, I'm in charge. This is my chance to be front and center.
The hero. So what I'm going to do is put Noah in the airlock and release him into space because I want to.
He's kind of focusing on the wrong problem.
Yeah. And then suddenly all hell breaks loose because the dead bodies reanimate and attack everybody.
Sure do.
All 3 of them. One puts his fist right through Stanley's body.
That's the Asian guy. He just punches Stanley. He goes right through him.
Right, literally right through him.
He easily disposes of Stanley, the trained killer.
Yeah.
Yet Noah, the schlebby janitor loser guy, holds off this other alien.
Yeah. It's a decent little action scene.
Fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's probably the best action scene in the movie, actually.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. The rest of them, Stanley is dead now, but the rest of them escape. But just before he dies, Stanley he's not dead technically because this is a zombie movie. So Stanley lets the rest of the crew out of their rooms. So he kind of opens the door.
This bit made me laugh because one of the,
yeah,
I think it's Chambers.
Yeah.
And I think Bruce Willis' character is saying, oh, he's opening the cabin doors.
Yeah.
And the doctor says, how? Stanley's dead. And I'm like, you've literally just seen them all come back to life.
Yeah.
Oh, so stupid.
Clay's like, bullets don't seem to work on these guys, so we need to fight them with fire.
And all these fucking stupid idiots who've been safely locked in their cabins just like stand in the doorways
just like,
what's going on? Yeah. Oh, is that an alien zombie? Oh, hello, mate.
So they tell them to go back in, but obviously they don't. Clay says fire might work. We might as well try it. We've tried bullets. That didn't work.
Yeah, kill it with fire.
And then suddenly you can hear all the crew screaming in the background.
Yeah. So Clay and Teak and Chambers and Noah have basically retreated to the broom cupboard.
Yeah, they're in a cupboard.
They're in the janitor's closet.
My favourite line of the film comes here.
Okay.
Because you hear a couple of screams from the crew in the background.
Yeah.
And I can't remember. I think it's Noah. He almost turns to the camera and he goes, Jesus Christ, they're all dead. It's like, what? You can't have just written off a whole crew that quickly.
Also, there was only about 20 of them, as established
there's not many.
Early,
yeah.
And it sounds like there's scores of
does.
people being
it's very funny.
Murdered.
Remember, at this point, they still don't really know what's going on.
No, not really.
So to assume that they're all dead that quickly just really made me laugh. Fireworks. Clay sets them on fire.
Oh, he gets a flamethrower, yeah.
Yeah, he somehow manages to get a flamethrower. They manage to escape. They get to
it doesn't really work. It kind of...
It holds them off more than the bullets were doing.
And then they set a smoke alarm off, so they kind of escape through the smoke.
Yeah, it's like a fog, fire suppressant fog. And they escape, and they manage to get to the security bay, which is where they wanted to go. But this fog's now everywhere, and you can't see what the fuck's going on.
Clay, on their way, Noah loses the other 3 in the smoke to try and do a bit of tension.
Yeah.
And then Clay dives into the smoke to rescue Teak, because Teak gets dragged off. But you don't see it. It all happens off screen.
Yeah.
And then he just comes back out of the smoke with him.
And then another dude turns up who hasn't been there all the way.
Oh, it's the smuggler guy right from the start.
Yeah. Where did he come from?
Well, he just not got killed when he stepped out of his cabin.
So he's the only survivor of this crew. So he's like, I'm probably going to leave.
Yeah, he said, I reckon I'm going to go on an escape pod if that's all right with you guys.
And they're like, yeah, fine, do what you want.
He says to Noah, do you want to come with me? Because
Yeah.
obviously he helped get him on board.
Yeah.
He's like, no, my girlfriend's here.
Yeah, exactly.
Stay.
So Noah rescues Clay at this point because he's just been attacked as well. This guy does leave on an escape pod.
Right, I've got a question here.
Okay.
So he gets in this escape pod.
Yeah.
And he launches it and he kind of sits back relaxed, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's like, I suppose his plan is still to head toward Noah.
Yeah.
But he's on his own, he'll be all right. Turns around, alien zombie in there.
Yeah, he's not on his own.
Sure it was blue.
I think it was blue, yeah.
We'll come back to that.
Okay.
Because if it was blue, he's just launched off the spaceship.
If it's not blue, it looked like somebody who very much looked like blue.
Okay. We'll remember that.
Yeah, let's remember that. They lock themselves in the security bay. The remaining four people we've got. So we've got Clay, Noah, Teak, and Chambers.
Yeah.
They're all still alive. They lock themselves in the security bay. They realise now, look, we do need to go and wake the Admiral up. Now all the crew are dead as well. And Noah's like, can I get to him through the vents?
Well, before that, because Clay's kind of given up and he's like, I may as well just get drunk and wait for
us all to die.
To come and get us. And Noah says to him, I thought you were supposed to be a badass.
Yeah. He does actually say that line as well. He's like, I thought you were a badass. And he's like, I'm going to go through the vents. Do you know where all the vents go? And Clay's like, yeah, I know where all the vents go. Of course I do. It's this massive spaceship that can hold 300,000 people. But he knows where all the vents go. Now, we've not mentioned Clay's holographic alter ego.
All right, yeah. And I just thought this was their way of, it's just their telephone.
Yeah, it is, but it happens quite a lot.
Yeah.
And it almost looks like it's got like a physical presence as well, because it stops Noah moving a couple of times.
Oh yeah, it does.
And it's like, it's just weird. It's very strange. So Clay gives him directions through this vent. They're zombies. I'm calling them zombies. That's what they are.
Fortunately, it's not that far to the Admiral's room.
No,
considering they're on this huge.
Yeah,
spaceship.
it's literally quite close. Which is fine because we were at the Admiral's room a minute ago, so we're not far from it. All the zombies are knocking on the door.
I just remembered a bit. Just before he goes into the vents.
Yeah.
He goes into the vent. Clay says to him, "You're going to be careful. It's going to be tight in there." And it's like the biggest air vent I've ever seen.
They're massive. They're like the size of this room.
Yeah.
All four of them could have gone.
Yeah. Quite easily.
Together.
Let's have some attention to detail, please.
Oh, this film does not have that. All the zombies are knocking on the door. Two of them hear something in the vent.
Yeah.
So they go off on their own to try and find out what's going on. And then we get our twist, our reveal. Teak reveals that it was him that brought this thing on board in the first place. He doesn't really say why, and he doesn't really say what it is or where he got it, but it was him that did it.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
That's all we needed to know. We didn't need any detail. Noah does get to the Admiral's room. He opens the Admiral's chamber.
He does?
He wakes You don't have to do any sort of special procedure to wake people up.
No.
Sorry, I don't know why my voice just went weird. You don't have to do any special procedure to wake people up. You just have to crowbar the door open.
Yep, and that's fine.
That's fine.
They
You're
unfreeze and...
Yeah.
Hello.
So he wakes up. This is where I've written, there's 300,000 people on this ship. It definitely said 3,000 earlier. Teak then says, it's not a parasite. Humanity is the parasite.
Yeah,
so
that old line.
He basically wants to wipe out humans because of what we did to the Earth.
He says it's not a thing we found. It's something we brought back to life.
Yeah, he doesn't know what it is.
Yeah, implying that the alien is something from Earth that they found.
But it also may be older than the universe, and all it knows is how to kill.
It's just words. It doesn't mean anything, does it?
The Admiral wakes up. He also wakes up his band of badasses.
He's got a private army.
He's got his own little private army around him that are also asleep in his room. And he's like, well, this isn't that difficult. It's not complicated. We just flush them out of the airlocks.
He's like, we've got loads of guns.
We'll just lock ourselves in a room.
We're a badass army.
Yeah, we'll flush them out the airlock. Job done.
He reinstates Clay, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He says, yeah, you're back in the army.
You're a badass. You can come and join us. No, he finds out as well that Noah is the guy that knocked up his daughter. I don't really know what happened, but he kind of accepted it eventually.
He's like, I'll deal with you later.
Yeah. Clay kind of stops him killing him. He was going to kill him, but he's like, I'm not going to kill you.
Clay vouches for him.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Clay, the Admiral's crew get to the zombies just before they bust the...
Really confused by this.
Yeah.
Really confused. There's like 7 aliens at the door or something like that.
Let's call them zombies. That's what. Yeah, they're trying to knock the door down for this security room where Clay and Teak and Chambers still are.
Yeah.
But the Admiral's crew get there just before they break this door down and start shooting at them again.
And it looks like they're dealing with them pretty easy. They're shooting arms off them.
Yeah, they've got laser guns.
Yeah.
They've not got old-fashioned guns. They've got laser guns.
And then kind of, I'm like, oh, they're going to deal with this really easily.
Yeah, there's only 7 of them.
Yeah. And then, I don't know what happens.
The shitloads more turn up from somewhere.
They don't really
No, they don't.
You don't see any more.
No, but they are there.
But then the army is overrun by...
Yeah, and the door gets broken down.
Somewhere between 7 and 8 million
The scene starts with 7 knocking on, trying to break the door down. At least 7 get killed, and then at least 7 eat teak after they've been killed. So we don't know where they've all come from, but there's definitely more than what was originally there.
But there isn't, and you don't see them.
Yeah,
but there is.
For
what to happen.
Because
there should be an army of them.
Yeah,
to beat this army and also carry on knocking on the door.
Yeah,
even though they've all turned round away from the door to fight the Admiral.
Yeah,
yeah.
There's 7, but also 21, but also only 7.
Yeah,
yeah. Teak gets eaten. He's the nearest to the door, so he gets eaten by these. Essentially, they are zombies. I don't get what anybody says. Baloo then appears. And
back on this spaceship.
Yeah, it definitely looks like him. You only got a very brief glimpse of him.
I'm pretty sure it was.
But I'm pretty sure it was him as well. He leaves the pack and he corners Noah and they have a fight.
Now bear in mind here,
yeah,
this highly trained, highly armed army is now getting wiped out by these alien zombies.
Yeah.
They didn't even give Noah a gun.
No.
He's fighting off this big guy, totally unarmed.
Yeah, completely unarmed.
Should have thrown him into the fray if he's got these skills.
But he manages to kill it with the chemical that he spilled earlier.
Yeah, throws some acid in his face.
Convenient. And that does actually kill it. It takes it down, finishes it off.
Yeah.
He then realises, shit, we've got a way to kill these things.
Why didn't I think of this earlier in the movie when I burnt that table?
So he runs out of the room and he's like, because Clay tries to stop him, he's like, I know how to kill him. And he's running. I don't know where he's going, but he's running somewhere.
He didn't take any acid with him.
No, he didn't take it with him. Good point. Just as he gets to the Admiral, because I think he's going to tell the Admiral he knows how to kill these things, the Admiral blows himself up with a grenade.
Yeah. He's like, take care of my daughter.
Good line. Takes out all the zombies with him. This is the point where Chambers says, I think that's all of them. I think we're done. I think it's over.
He's like, everyone's dead.
Yeah.
The army's dead.
There's literally
the aliens are dead.
There's literally Clay, Chambers, and Noah left.
And there's body parts everywhere.
There's body parts everywhere. Everyone's dead. I think it must be over. It's fine. And then the body parts start moving.
Yeah, so we've had enough trying to do like our version of Aliens. We're gonna spend the last 20 minutes of this movie doing a version of The Thing.
This is exactly what happens. As soon as those body parts start moving, I was like, yes, man. I'm up for this. This is going to be awesome.
To be fair, I was like, I can't wait to see what this monster's going to look like.
Something out of Red Dwarf. The body parts all start merging. They all start moving and merging together into one giant, massive body part monster.
But kind of with the head of the alien from Alien.
Yeah.
It just looked like if an alien had took a massive shit. Because it kind of like Jabba the Hutt's its way across the floor, doesn't it?
So it gives itself, to start with, the Admiral's head.
Yeah.
Because they need to get into the reactor room. That's the whole thing is it's trying to get into the reactor room. So that pops out, gets it into the reactor room. They realise they've either not got enough of this chemical or they can't get to this chemical. In one way or the other, I can't remember. And then Noah says, Clay, what about your moonshine?
That's got like
the chemical in.
Of it.
Then the alien zombies get into the reactor room.
Yeah.
And then they start travelling faster. The
ship starts like shaking apart.
Yeah, and then the tannoy lady comes on and she's counting down the days, but once a second.
Yeah.
So we're travelling now at a day a second because they've increased the power to the reactor.
How have they done that?
Don't know.
Oh.
Do we know?
Yeah.
How?
Well, all the like zombie aliens that they took over were like stepping into the reactor.
Oh yeah, they were like giving it power
because that's how
nuclear reactors work. Apparently,
so every time like a person stepped in, the ship was getting faster.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Fine,
that's exactly what would happen. Basically, they're overheating it, overclocking it, and the ship's now going uber quick because they want to get to it. The alien wants to get to Earth.
It wants to crash into Earth.
To wipe out all of the humans.
And
And Chambers says, it tricked us into waking up the Admiral because it knew that the Admiral was the only one who could get into the reactor room. It's clever. It's got an intelligence. There's 50 million people on New Earth.
Yeah.
So there's been quite a lot of these 300,000 ships.
Yeah.
The ships that can only hold 300,000 people. It's managed to take 50 million. So I think there was more than 6.
Yeah, you're right.
Which I'm sure is what it said at the beginning. And then Clay builds a moonshine flamethrower.
That's exactly what I have written.
It shoots a blue flame instead of a normal fire flame. The massive alien goo monster has now run out of crew. So it started waking up the passengers because it needs more bodies.
Yeah, so new plan.
Quickly get to Clay's missus.
Fearless foursome are going to, release Haley and then escape on an escape pod.
Yep, so they send Noah. They go and get Haley, then get to an escape pod. We'll hold them back with these moonshine flamethrowers we've got. We'll meet you there. So he goes and wakes up Haley. He tells her what's going on. She figures it out quite quickly. He tells her that her dad's dead.
Yeah.
Doesn't go down well. And then he takes a couple more out, and they get to the escape pod, and then we get the first real look at the big monster thing. Slimy
shit, flesh monster.
It looks like something out of Red Dwarf or Doctor Who or something like that. It's quite good at slapping.
Yeah,
it slaps the fuck out of Chambers.
It slaps her to death.
Literally, it's so fast. I rewound it. It's like, what the fuck happened there?
Yeah.
It's like one frame and she's dead. And then it slaps Clay as well, but he's a badass.
He's Bruce Willis.
Doesn't kill him straight away. So they get to the escape pod.
But he is knocked out.
Yeah. For some reason, the escape pod needs you to press a button on the other side of the room.
I'll just put, in a terrible design, to launch the escape pod, you have to
get out of the escape pod,
cross the room, and press the iPad on the other side.
Yeah, and then get back before it goes off. So he gets Haley into the escape pod. He goes back out to try to suppress the launch button. The big alien monster slug thing's there. It's around the corner. And so he launches the fire suppressant fog thing again. So we can't see what's going on.
I think this is more of a hindrance. It's just
to him, definitely.
Yeah. 100%. I get he's trying to hide from the alien.
He didn't want to get slapped by that alien.
But he can't see where he's going.
No, he can't see where he's going. But also the alien can't slap him.
And also, we can't see what's happening in the movie.
Exactly.
And it saves on CGI.
It's exactly what's happened. He manages to lose it, and he does hit the launch button thing. Then he kills it quite easily.
Well, he does, but he also gets slapped.
Yeah, he does get slapped.
So Chambers died from the slap.
Yeah, she's a woman.
Bruce Willis was knocked out.
He's Bruce Willis.
Noah shakes it off, gets back up.
Exactly.
Then he flamethrows the thing to death.
He does. He kills it with a big flamethrower. So again, that's the second time this season we've had a big reveal of a monster that just dies with its first shot.
Yeah, and then as all the flesh monster kind of falls away.
Yeah, what was this?
There's a humanoid alien figure emerges, and then that dies.
Yeah, which has never been a thing. It was a slug to start with. Then it built itself from human remains, and then it's all of a sudden a humanoid alien.
And I'm not exaggerating. This was Lawnmower Man level of graphics.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. In a film with bad CGI, this was the worst bit of CGI.
Yeah.
And it was unnecessary.
Yeah.
It didn't need to be a humanoid alien. I'm
monster.
fine with the flesh, or even the slug. Noah gets on the pod. Clay's alive, but he's on the ship. He's not in the pod.
Yeah.
And he manages to launch the pod for them, even though Noah's already pressed the button to launch the pod. But he's like, I'm going to stay here.
He's going to save New Earth.
Yeah.
From the ship.
Because the ship's still on a collision course with New Earth. So they escape, and
first I thought it was, he must have the self-destruct.
No, he hasn't got the self-destruct. He's just got the steering wheel.
Yeah, I just thought you banged the control panel.
He just hits the control panel a few times, and the ship changes course.
Yeah.
And it's now not on a collision course with Earth. He literally says, "Oh, well, that's that done. It's no longer going to collide with the Earth."
Then it does explode anyway.
Then it explodes. Yeah, it was nowhere near it. It was still a week away. I think it was 7 days when they escaped, and then it just explodes for no reason. Noah and Haley land on a planet, New Earth, we assume.
I assume so.
Yeah.
They seem quite happy.
Even though the big ship had, I've written 17 days in the last we heard, the escape pods managed to do it in a couple of minutes.
Well, no, the time could have passed. They had about 17 days alone.
Well, maybe 100 days passed in a montage earlier, so yeah, maybe. So they get off and they're on this, it's Earth, but it's blue.
Yeah, so blue filter instead of green filter.
We've got blue filter this time. And they see a kid.
Yeah. They're walking around a nice lake, aren't they?
It looks lovely. So they see a kid in the distance. They shout at the kid and they're like, "Hey, kid, we've just crash landed here."
Yeah, did you come from Earth?
Yeah.
Where is everyone?
And the kid turns around and he's a zombie alien thing because, of course, he is. It's the end of the film. And then we pull back, and there's a giant one there.
Is this so? Did you take this to be so? The other side of the lake, there is a huge looming flesh monster. Did you take this to be the same alien?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think this was New Earth.
Just like an. Oh, do you not?
No, I think they just landed on a planet.
Oh, but then.
But I might be wrong.
But then there's all these like fighter spaceships zooming around, zapping the monster.
Yeah, true, maybe.
So I presume
something's attacked New Earth while we've been.
Yeah, I presumed another one of the ships was infected
and took it with it. Maybe.
But either works.
Yeah.
Or if you care.
It's enormous as well. When we say giant one, we're talking Godzilla size, maybe more. It's enormous. It's this great big huge thing. And then at the most convenience of times, Hayley's waters break.
Yeah.
She's about to have this baby.
She didn't even look pregnant.
She says, "What are we going to do?" And he says, "We're going to burn them all." And then he gets his moonshine flamethrower into the camera, and the film ends.
I thought she was more like, "What are we going to do? I'm having this baby."
Yeah,
and he just totally ignores the
question. I'm going to go badass. That's what I'm going to do.
I'm
going to
burn this alien kid.
We're going to burn them all. And he alien flamethrowers them all, and then the film ends. That was a trip. That was a ride, that one. What do you think?
That's garbage.
It's garbage.
Absolute garbage. Makes no sense.
It's fun, though.
It wasn't loads of fun. It was a little bit of fun.
You already know where I'm going with this. I had a lot of fun with this. I really enjoyed this film.
I had a little bit of fun.
It's stupid and brainless and makes no sense, but it is just a zombie movie in space. It's no different to any other zombie movie that we've seen. It just happens to be set in space.
It needed more to be. It needed more to be fun.
Do you think you needed more?
I wanted more scare or more gore because they went, "Oh, we want to do this, but we can't. We feel we can't." Be it for whatever reason, they've been told you've got to hit this rating or it's budgetary.
It's a low budget zombie movie set in space with Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Do you think you expected more from it because Bruce Willis is in it?
No, I thought Bruce Willis under-delivered, if anything.
If he hadn't have been in it, does this film suffer from that?
Oh no! Why was Bruce Willis that character? I'd have rather him be Stanley or the Admiral.
It should have been. Yeah, he should have been Stanley. I think he should have been the one that turned into a zombie.
Yeah, either of those parts who were in it much less.
Yeah.
Would have been better use of Bruce Willis.
Is that his ego? Is that him going, "I want to be the main guy in this film"?
Well, Noah's the main guy.
But Noah's has to be a young thing. Clay's like,
I want the role where I have to do the
where I've
absolute
got the most
bare minimal,
but have the most screen time.
I don't want to hold. I just want to lean on a crate.
Occasionally fire a flamethrower.
Yeah,
drink from a hip flash, which he probably was doing. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
I didn't hate this film.
I didn't hate it. But it was so stupid and crap. I was like, it's not that outweighed the fun to me.
I don't think it did, but I don't think I see things like that. I think I see films like this different to everybody else in the world.
I disagree.
I had fun with this. I thought it was.
If you want to say something like when we watched earlier in the season, Destruction Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I know it's a different genre, but that did this much better for me in terms of a good bad film.
Yes. I don't know if I'm calling this a good bad film. I think I'm calling this it's a low budget zombie film, and there are worse zombie films that we've seen. But if you look at it as just
they're aliens.
They're not, though. They might be calling them aliens, but they're zombies. They're literally biting people's throats out.
I know.
It's 100% a zombie movie. I think this is just a low-budget zombie movie with Bruce Willis in it. And I think if that's what you go in looking for, I think you've got what you're getting.
How's Bruce Willis come to this?
I don't know. This guy's
John McClane, man.
This guy's in Die Hard. I don't know. I don't know if he's had the same sort of financial issues as Nick Cage has had, but yeah, it's an interesting one. But I don't think it's bad.
It's bad. It's terrible.
No.
It is. It's a bad film.
It's a bad film, but it's not. It's an entertaining watch. I was entertained by this. Every film we do is a bad film.
I didn't hate watching it. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, I don't think this was as much fun as you're making out. Not for me.
Well, it was for me. We all know that I get entertainment out of films like this. This is exactly the same as Moonfall.
So do I, but this was just not. It was on the wrong side of that for me.
Okay,
that's all I'm saying. That's
fine. We don't have to agree every week. We did the podcast expecting to not agree any week, and we agree a lot more than we should. No, I didn't think. I don't get me wrong. I'm not going to go out there and tell everybody to go and watch it. I'm just saying, if you're like me and you enjoy this sort of film, you're going to get something out of it. And
why wasn't there more? You know, when that guy punched through Stanley?
Yeah, there
wasn't more of that.
There wasn't enough of that. There wasn't enough zombie attacks.
No,
for definite. It was too focused on how do we kill these zombies rather than why are these zombies killing us. Does that make sense? It was
I just think it was poor decision making. It was poor.
It wasn't the best made.
Why are you doing a big sort of, my army's going to take out this army of zombies when you've only got 5 people on each side? Don't try and do that. You're overreaching. When
you've got a ship with 300,000 people on, just wake them up.
Yeah.
If you say the passengers have all been woken up earlier in this film, that makes more sense that you've got more zombies.
Yeah.
Not we've only got 7 crew members and there's 7 zombies.
You're telling me there's waves of zombies and I can, in my eyes, I can only see 7 to 10 zombies.
And we know there's nobody else on the ship that could be a zombie. Unless you just say it. Just a quick line, say, oh shit, all the passengers are awake. But yeah, there's definitely problems with it. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of problems. There's a lot wrong with it. But
like you said about that mistake with the time jump as well.
Yeah, the attention to detail is
I don't care how bad your film is or how, if you're trying to be a good, bad film. That's just a terrible mistake.
Yeah. the attention to detail is really bad.
Yeah.
Like beyond bad.
I'm happy you had fun.
It flew by. I was never bored.
Yeah.
I get that again. It doesn't happen very often on these films. What's the best thing about it then?
Do you know what? I thought the guy who played Noah was all right.
Yeah, I did. I thought it was good.
I thought he was probably the most charismatic person in this. I bought him in his role.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think there's not a lot of really good things you can pull out of it.
Yeah,
but no, I thought he was.
I thought he really tried his best.
With some questionable material. The script is shocking. Yeah. The dialogue is awful.
Yeah, it is woeful.
It's pretty bad. What would you change about it?
Bruce Willis is playing a different character.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think I'd agree with that. Would you go with Stanley?
I don't mind if it's Stanley or the Admiral.
It's got to be one of them, hasn't it?
Yeah.
You've got to make him Stanley and give Stanley a bigger role. Do you need, if you've got Stanley played by Bruce Willis, do you even need the Clay character? Can you not just merge those 2 characters into one?
Yeah, possibly.
And just have him as the guy in charge of everybody, and he develops this relationship with Noah.
Still a bit of a drunk, but then he can turn it on when he needs to.
Yeah.
Because he never even got to be a badass, really.
No, he didn't. He just got killed.
So I was like, oh, right, yeah, it's going to be like when it turns, and he realises, I can put the hip flask down, I'm going to take out all these aliens. And it never happens.
No, he does. He literally gets slapped by that big thing and then gets blown up on the ship. That's his action sequence.
You've got Bruce Willis in your movie. You do more with Bruce Willis, surely.
It's just whether Bruce Willis wants to do more these days or if he just wants to dial in 12 films over a pandemic when nobody else has got any work. He's done 12 of them. Do you want to talk stream table?
Yeah, sure.
What do you want me to do? Do you want me to read from the bottom up?
Yeah, sure.
Shall I read from the bottom up and you stop me?
Okay.
I don't feel like you can stop me quite early. So currently at the bottom of the stream is Werewolves of the Third Reich, quickly followed by Secret Obsession. They're both terrible. Stop. Wow, stop mid-sentence.
Sorry.
I'm going to go a bit more. So American Mary's just above that, then Time Freak, then The Holiday Calendar, then Destruction Does Las Vegas is at 9th. I'm not going any higher than that. Where were you putting it just above Secret Obsession?
Yeah.
As much as we differ on this film, I think that's the right place for it.
I think that's objectively
because
where it sits.
There's a gulf there between Secret Obsession and American Mary. American Mary is a bad film, but it is nowhere near as bad as Secret Obsession. So there's a gap there that needs filling, and this film fills it perfectly.
Yeah.
It is better than Secret Obsession, and it isn't as good as American Mary.
No.
I can't argue for that. I can't argue it any higher. I honestly thought we'd have a disagreement about that, but I think that's the best place for it.
It's a bit of an odd one, isn't it? Because I almost feel like that's... it's the 3rd worst film we've seen. It is the 3rd worst film we've seen, but it's nowhere near as bad as those bottom 2.
No, it's not. No, those bottom 2 stand up well apart. But then when you get above that, films like American Mary and Time Freak, they're not terrible films, even though they're that far down the stream table.
Yeah.
We've just seen some quite good films this season. The top 12 on that stream table there's not a bad film there, really.
There's some questionable movies.
There's some questionable movies, but we've only seen 2 what I would describe as bad movies this season.
3. Maybe 2.5.
Are you including this one?
Yeah, this is a bad movie.
Yeah, this is... Yeah, I'd agree. Now I'm going for 3.
Yeah.
But those bottom 3 now are bad, but the rest of them are not bad films. We've had quite a good run so far. There's a
Yeah.
lot of mediocre stuff in there. And there's only, two that are really, really good.
Hey, compared to last season's stream table.
Exactly. There was a lot of garbage in there. There was a lot.
Yeah.
The-
I'm quite happy with the
Robin has been kind to us this
quality
season
of the randomizer.
so far. So it's going third from bottom. It's 13th in the stream table. Happy with that?
Yeah.
Cool. Do you want to pick next week's film?
I want to pick next week's film, yes.
Oh, are you going wildcard?
Yeah, I think we're going to play my wild card.
Oh man, I was not expecting that. We've not discussed this.
No,
We're not supposed to discuss this.
No. But I can't remember what it's called. I need to get the list
I've
out.
just got Robin out and everything, and he's just waddled back into his little cabin.
I think I might surprise you
Oh, okay.
because I think what I would like to pick for my wild card.
Wild card.
For anyone who doesn't know, so
Yeah.
myself and Adam, as the host of this show, get a wild card pick every season in bottom of the stream. So once per season, we can choose. We can say, turn the randomizer off. I want to watch this movie.
Yeah.
There's not any us. Our Patreons who come in at the top level also get a wild card.
So they're picked off. We have a long list of films.
Yeah.
And they are still picked off there. But it just stops. If you want to watch something, it stops you having to wait till it comes out of the randomizer.
Exactly.
So if you want to get on board and help us with that, come and join the Patreon.
I've had a couple of options to go for my wild card.
Okay.
Because I thought, which way shall I go? Shall I pick something that sounds pretty bad but could be fun? Or something that I think, that's intriguing, and I don't know if it's going to be good. I think it's more risky.
It's always the conundrum with a wild card, especially now Sam's pulled it out of the bag and got to the top of the stream. Is do you try and be entertaining and hopefully play at what me and you like, or do you try and pick a good film?
I don't know if I'm going to pick a good film, but I'm going to go a bit off the beaten track for me.
Okay.
I'm going to pick a horror movie.
Oh wow, that is off the beaten track for you. I'm surprised.
And we're going to go somewhere we've not been yet as well.
Oh, okay.
We're going to go and watch an Iranian film.
Okay.
We're going to watch a movie called Under the Shadow from 2016.
I have not heard of Under the Shadow. It's from Iran.
Yeah.
And you're hoping to win the wildcard race?
Look, it looks... I saw the trailer a while back and I thought...
I've not heard
that
of
looks
that
pretty
at
creepy.
All. Give me some detail.
So, yeah, sure. This is a movie about a woman who's caring for her children while her husband's away, and is basically slowly convinced that the place that they live is haunted.
Oh, it's a ghost movie.
Bit of a haunted house movie, I think.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Um,
I thought it was going to go. I thought it was going to be either aliens or slasher film, but you've gone ghost story.
yeah, Under the Shadow.
Excellent. I have no idea. I've never watched it. What's its IMDb rating?
I've no idea.
Okay. Do you want me to find it?
Yeah, cool.
I thought you'd got IMDb up. Sorry.
No,
I thought that's what you were
I've got Netflix up. I've got our list up.
2016.
Yeah.
It's high. It's rated at 6.9.
Oh, that isn't bad.
Do you want to know what Netflix's synopsis?
Yeah.
IMDb's synopsis,
Sure.
sorry. As a mother and daughter struggle to cope with the terrors of the post-revolution war-torn Tehran of the 1980s, a mysterious evil begins to haunt their home. So it's also set in the 80s.
Wow, lovely.
Wow. I'm excited for that.
I'm going niche.
It won a BAFTA.
Oh, really?
Outstanding debut by a British writer, director or producer.
Oh, well, there you go.
124 is quite short as well. So yeah, go out and watch Under the Shadow. I'm excited for that, Nick. I think you might have done well there. Go out and watch Under the Shadow. And in the meantime, check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd. The same username at BOTS_podcast. If you want to drop us an email, you can do that. It's bottomofthestream@gmail.com. If you want to visit our website, you can also do that. That is bottomofthestream.com. On the website, you'll find every episode we've ever recorded. 6 season stream tables now. There's also loads of cool other stuff on there, Botska winners, Oscar winners. And if you're so inclined, you can get some Bottom of the Stream merch and buy a Bottom of the Stream
Teapot.
That'd be cool.
I actually want one.
I do now.
Do we do them?
I don't know. I'll have a look.
I'm going to have a look.
After you've done that, check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/bottom of the stream. For a couple of quid every month, you can get early access to the movie show episodes. You can get bonus episodes. You can get a newsletter that Nick writes every month. And if you come in at the top level, you will get a wild card. So you can pick the film like Nick's just done. You can pick the film and we'll watch it and let you know what we think of it. And then once you've done all of that, join us on Discord, We're having loads of cool times in there at the minute. We are doing movie watch-alongs. We might be watching Cats, apparently. There's always people chatting in there. It's good fun. It's a great little community, and we'd love it if you came and joined us in there.
Yeah, if you've got a few minutes spare, please consider leaving us a review anywhere that you can review podcasts. That could be Podchaser, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, any of those places. Cephalopod, that's a good one. Because it really helps our algorithm. It helps put our little show in front of more eyes and ears. Maybe you could clean a review into some really dirty floor, like Noah the Janitor from Anti-Life.
I like that.
Why the hell was this movie called Anti-Life?
Don't know. Breach is a better name, but also nothing was breached in the film. So what would you have called it?
She was when she had that baby.
True. Like you said earlier, it's got to be called New Earth.
Yeah.
Let's call it New Earth.
I'd call it Alien Slug.
Journey
outer space.
Journey to New Earth. That's what I'm calling it. Because that's what it was. So yeah, do all of that. Leave us a review if you can. And then we'll be back on Monday for another episode of The Wave. And we'll be back next Thursday to talk about Under the Shadow.
Cool. Cheers.
Bye.